Rams are rolling 34-7 over the Bucs. Stafford's on fire. Another 3-touchdown game. That gives him 30 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. And after holding the Bucs to 7, the defense is now the best scoring defense in the league. Nick, Baker's out, waiting for results. He's getting his shoulder checked out today. Yeah. You had this team going to the Super Bowl. Are you thinking about abandoning your Tampa Bay to the Super Bowl take?
Really?
Oh, thank you.
I know there's a lot about take integrity in those bylaws.
Yeah. I mean, I'm allowed to.
Really?
How are you?
Starting quarterback injured. Everybody knows that.
That is true.
I'm just letting you know. I don't know. I don't. No.
We'll see if you are right.
Thank you.
He's out for the season.
Thank you, Brew. Or if he's out for a month.
Okay.
Or plays and is severely hampered, like we saw it happen in Cleveland.
100%.
I mean, it was based off my belief in Baker, and now everybody's taking shots because you guys have been just waiting. Coach lives in Cleveland. Didn't like the fact that Baker was getting some local car dealership commercials. Coach thought should have gone his way. Has been trying to.
I'm still bitter about it.
Trying to get out of
Can't get a good car.
Brew somehow invested in Kyle Trask's stock years ago and has been trying to go after him. And so now you guys, just because the team that was 6-2, that Danny said and you co-signed could fall to 6-5 is falling to 6-5. You guys are attacking him now. It feels mean, Brew. I'm just going to tell you right now, it feels mean. The Bucs are in a rough spot. If Baker's healthy, I'm sure they'll be fine. And my faith would never waver, Brew.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know you think they're a cute little team.
They've been proven to just be cute. And if they weren't in the NFC South, they wouldn't even be cute. They wouldn't even be cute if they were in another division. They're in the worst division in football. And that's why they're going to make the playoffs, probably, assuming Baker's healthy.
They might not.
I don't love the fact that Nick abandons quarterbacks so quickly.
He ain't even hurt yet.
He's always like the Rams. He's always
he
like
dropped you like a bad
Baker.
Yeah.
I mean,
no question.
The love only lasts for so long with Nick.
Yeah. He's got a wandering eye.
What is true is this. Can we show Matt Stafford's numbers? Because, sorry, KW, he might have locked up the MVP.
Short of having a disaster game.
27 touchdowns.
Still, he's clearly in front.
Yep.
But I don't think he's locked it up yet. It's just, it's what, 6 games left?
No, that's true. But they also now, with the Eagles' loss, have an inside track to the 1 seed. And the Rams look amazing. Can
I read you this stat? This is oh, God, no.
Oh, no.
Wow. You got something to read. It ain't a stat. You read it.
I had an interesting stat. But instead of hearing about, wow, cogent analysis, instead I'm about to open up an envelope that most likely will have lipstick on it. Hopefully not, even though the last 5 times they've had lipstick. And every time the Rams win a game, I bring my reading glasses.
Who does it say it's to and from? Nobody knows, KW.
Everyone knows, unfortunately.
Nobody knows.
To Nick from his one true NFC love.
Oh, it's to me?
Please, don't have lipstick on here. Wrong again.
An extra. No.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, stranger. We know you were watching last night, thinking about what could have been had you followed your throbbing heart instead of your wandering eye to Baker, who we left bruised and battered. That seems... Our friends say you don't deserve us, but we know you still love us, and we darn sure never stop loving you. God almighty. But the time for games is over. You need to show us we are more than a summer fling, that you're ready to take the next step, leave the Bucs and commit to us. Give us a sign today, or we're done forever.
Wow.
Yearningly yours, the Rams to the Super Bowl. They want a sign.
How's that for a sign?
Coach, Browns needed a win. They got to win. Were you a fan of the comments from Browns' new starting quarterback?
Why? That's how we got here, right? Isn't it? that's how we kind of ended up in the 5th round, because of talking like that, because of presenting yourself like that. And I get it. You want to be confident, and that's fine. You should be confident, but you don't need to take it to this level. And it's one of those things where you had 11 completions, and the defense had 10 sacks. You were playing the Raiders, which just fired their offensive coordinator. Things are fairly dysfunctional with that group. And I get it. You had 1 week of practice. Baker Mayfield went to the Rams with less than 48 hours of practice and lit it up when he was there. So 1 week of practice, you were there for OTAs. You were there for training camp. You've been there all season. You've been in every single meeting. You were the backup quarterback. So you had 1 week of practice. How many weeks of practice do you need? So let's see. Let's see now that you get more than 1 week of practice how dangerous you are. Baker woke up feeling dangerous, and he got shipped out. And then he was with 2 more teams before he became dangerous again. So let's see. I think that there's some value in humbleness. Humbleness is not necessarily a negative trait in the NFL. Confidence is fantastic. It can be contagious, but there's some value also in being somewhat humble and appreciating the opportunities you have, as opposed to making everything adversarial with the current coaching staff.
I don't disagree with what you said. I will give him a pass on the pregame, because he was asked, "What are you hoping to do?" So he said, "I'm hoping to show them, the fans and myself, that," what was his direct quote?
I'm what you've been waiting for.
So that's fine.
That's great.
That's fine. If she's like, "What are you hoping to show them?" Now, if she said, "What are you about to do?" and I'm about to show everybody I'm the one they've been waiting for, that's a little different. So I'll give him a pass on that. The post game, I didn't like that. And what I would say to Shedeur is, when you talk this way, you better be great. Like, people did not like Muhammad Ali. Black people, I'm serious. Black people did not like Muhammad Ali when he was Cassius Clay and before he was champion, and he's talking all this stuff, calling the rounds. They didn't like that. But once he proved, he backs it up, then everybody loved it. It became part of his lore. Deion Sanders, his dad, could talk it and walk it. If you can't walk it, then I don't think just fans or media won't like it. I think in your locker room, it won't go well with a lot of players. So that's the thing. When you talk, because I like Shedeur, but when you talk this way, you better be able to back it up. That's all I got to say.
So I have long said I would prefer honest arrogance to false humility in my athletes. Like, if you are a naturally humble person, then, great. But if you think I'm just the greatest, then I think we can see through it when guys are faking how awesome they think they are. Right. And so part of me wants to say, good for him. You know what I mean? Salute, good for you, man. Like, you really believe in yourself. My hurdle here is, because Shedeur is in such a unique position, because all of the athletes we've talked about in mostly the history of sports television have been at least starters, if not stars. So the context of, I want you to be, if you're arrogant, be arrogant. They are not guys typically fighting for their jobs. And when I watched Shedeur's postgame, my honest reaction to it was, oh man, I still don't think he quite either gets or acknowledges the actual position he's in the hierarchy of his own team and of the NFL. Because when he says, imagine what it'll look like with a whole offseason, to me, that assumes he is going to walk into a season as the unquestioned starting quarterback and get that whole offseason. And my honest feelings are, while I root for that to be the case, my money would be on, that'll literally never happen. I do not think.
Unless he's great.
No, right. And I'm guessing, my prediction is he won't be great the rest of the season. But right now, do I think there will be, at any point in Shedeur's career, a team where he has just established himself as, I am the starting quarterback on this team. I don't think that's going to happen. And it would be, again, just a huge upset based on where he was drafted. And so I think he is going to walk into a offseason this coming offseason very similar to the one he's in right now, where you are fighting for reps, where you are not top on the depth chart. And it just, and I'm not going to, again, I think he's a charming, good-natured human being. But I think there is an element of, delusion's the wrong word, but he thinks that, it seems to me that he thinks, man, I was drafted in that spot for reasons that have nothing to do with how good of a quarterback I am. Sure. And now that I'm having a chance to show everyone how good of a quarterback I am, I'm back where I should have been, which is first-round draft pick and be treated as such. And while that would be unbelievable for Cleveland if he plays up to that level, that's not how I think this is going to go. And so I think that's why it struck my radar of, oh man, I don't think you're going to get what you're talking about getting, at least no time in the next couple years. And so that.
And look, the Cleveland coaching staff could be wrong on Shedeur, but when you take a victory lap like that and take shots at the coaching staff, because that's what it is.
I didn't read it like that.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine if I got reps. Imagine if this happened. Imagine if. So he's taking shots, and so those guys still ultimately control your destiny, at least during the short term and in the off season. I just don't think it builds a positive relationship where he could have come out of this game and had some more credibility and built on this, as opposed to instantly coming off and making it like confrontational again.
All right, head to New England, where the Patriots are the first team to get to 10 wins with a win in Cincinnati over the Bengals. Currently lead the entire NFL.
Have you guys had a bye?
No, not yet. Coming up.
Oh, wow.
Play the Giants, and then we got a bye. Drake played an ugly game by his standards. What's that look like? Glad you asked. 294. Touchdown, interception. It was ugly.
He had 2 touchdowns, just like.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns, just like Caleb had 4.
He did have 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
but
one to the other team.
One to the Bengals. It was ugly. I told you it was ugly. Coach, do you think the Patriots looked like the number 1 seed against the Bengals?
I didn't feel like they looked like the number 1 seed against the Bengals. I thought the fact that they were down like they were to Cincinnati was surprising.
As always,
That was rude of him, Coach. That was quite rude.
I actually thought it was a fair point. Didn't feel great about it, Coach. Coach, you can continue. I usually come out of there with a lot of confidence, but I think we're actually on the same page.
It's hard to follow that. I didn't love the hole that they dug. I didn't love the pick 6. I did really like the fact that they were able to fight back the way they were, and that they lost really the whole left side of the offensive line.
Well, great.
And still figured out a way to win the game. Again, they don't get to choose who they play against and what those situations are. And the thing that they've done really well is handle whoever's in front of them. And I think Mike Vrabel's done an excellent job of keeping him focused on just the next thing. You don't hear him talking about the playoffs. You don't hear him talking about the number 1 seed. You don't hear him talking about anybody else. They just talk about what's in front of them, and that's the formula for a long run.
Coach, first, if you recognize these guys, they used to be the Prince's guys until Nick dropped them. I
like these gentlemen so much,
flowers.
And as it happens,
he likes them.
The
but
Jags are not quite as relevant, so we executed a trade. That was all.
Prince is a
I
rough
really
watch.
like him as well.
7-4. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, they didn't look like the number 1 seed. I'm sorry, Wilds. They didn't. But it's a good win. And I will give you guys this, even though you've had the easy schedule, you have some good wins, obviously Tampa, Buffalo, and you've blown out like they blew out Cleveland. That's impressive. I mean, even though It is impressive to score 32.
No, I agree. Against that defense.
32 on that defense. You blew out Carolina, which is playing a pretty good football. So I won't think they're the best team in AFC till they're in the Super Bowl. Just because of the youth of the quarterback and they weren't very good last year. But I don't think they're the true number one seed or the best team.
We are the true number one.
Didn't look. You are that, but not the best team in my view.
How are you feeling, KW?
I feel like I feel about parenting.
Wow.
Okay, everyone's parents on the staff.
Strap in. I love this.
You want to provide your kids with a safe environment to make mistakes and learn. And now that we have gotten 10 wins, not that the Patriots are kids, but Mike Vrabel and the Patriots have a safe environment to make mistakes for the playoffs. That's how I'm viewing this. We have so much of a good lead that we're in the playoffs, basically. We've got the Giants on Monday night who just fired their DC and fired their head coach. That's a safe environment to learn. Then we have the bye, get healthy, Ravens and Bills. I kind of want to lose one of these games. It sounds crazy, but I want to have the bar rescue stress test. Like, what's going on? What's wrong? What needs to be fixed immediately? And it's hard to get it against Joe Flacco and a Jamarless Bengals squad.
So just two quick points. Or one question you and then one very quick point. All that sounds well and good, but the most important thing going into the playoffs is Drake May is healthy, and how concerned are you about those offensive line injuries? Like, I know, like,
it's not great.
I mean, he's already sacked at one of the highest rates in the NFL, and now we lose the whole left side of the line. That's a problem.
So listen, they have to have Will Campbell for the postseason. He can, because you guys have this big cushion, he can miss time, but they have to have him for the postseason. The other side, and I know we're here to talk about the Patriots, so just 10 seconds on this. Jamar Chase should give back another game check. The Bengals are a lot. I think they can win that game with him.
Oh, yeah.
And Joe Burrow is back on Thursday, and the Steelers are falling apart. They play the Ravens, and it's like, man, you could have been there. Yes. You could have. I understand it would have been uphill, but
they had the ball in the 26.
Right. They had a chance with T. Higgins going out and Chase not playing. Like, I really like Jamar Chase is a great player. I think he is on a Hall of Fame trajectory at a tough position to make it. Him not being there because he spit on a guy is outrageous.
Yeah. And just before you play us off, gentlemen, this is quickly to our viewers because I was a little too humble there. I know we talk about a lot of 6-5 teams being the best team. But the Patriots are currently the best team, actually. Gentlemen, thank you as always.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.